A student produced this for UND's TV show, Studio One.
1 out of 7 people will attempt to solve a Rubik's Cube in their lifetime. An even smaller portion will actually succeed. John Bommelman is with us today to explain how he became one of the best in the world at solving this complicated cube. Thanks for being with us today, John.
Thanks for having me.
So I see that you brought with you a few cubes. First of all, you can feel free to try and solve one while we chat, but in the meanwhile, can you tell me how you first began interested in this hobby?
Yeah. I was sitting at home one day, and my friend who was interested in them before me called me, and he was like, "Dude," and I was like, "Dude," and So I went over to his house, and at the time we were trying to make YouTube videos on how to talk to cats, but that really didn't succeed as well as I would think. And as I was going over there, I was at a stoplight, and I noticed his Rubik's Cube was sitting in the cup holder of my truck, and a thought just kind of popped into mine and said, I want to solve that. So
how did you figure out you were noticeably better than average at solving this cube?
When I didn't need a piece of paper telling me what moves to do, and I could just really do it with muscle memory, that's kind of when I knew I wanted to do something different and harder with it. So
what's your favorite part about succeeding in solving this cube?
I like the feeling of when I can do that last turn, see it solved, and I can set it down and either walk away or do it again or make a cool pattern on it or something.
So you have 2 world records. What are they?
The first one was fewest moves of 19, and then the second one was fewest moves while blindfolded. Wow. To get those, it was a couple of months of memorizing exactly how to mix the cube up the same way each time and putting it back together the same way each time. And once I had that muscle memory, I just decided, well, I closed my eyes, failed a couple times, and then I started succeeding, and I figured I would put a blindfold on.
So what went through your mind when you found out you were a world record holder?
I wanted to do this big 5x5 next. The odd ones are a lot easier than the even ones. I think I've broken a couple. The wall has broken a couple of the even numbered cubes, just because they're so difficult for me.
So I know you can solve a 2x2 all the way up to a 7x7. What's next for you to solve?
I think there's 64 or 80 something cubes. I really want to solve the next one that's out is an 8x8, so that's going to be 8. There's going to be 64 pieces on each face.
So you mentioned a little bit of how you prepared for this competition. Is there anything else that other people do to try to succeed in this?
A lot of them, the first step you could do actually is to just pick up a cube, mix it up. It'll eventually get back. Don't peel the stickers off. It'll eventually get back to its original form, but just start messing with it before you decide, I want to do it.
Okay. What cube do you enjoy the most solving?
I probably like the 7x7 just because it's a lot more difficult, it's a lot harder to do, and the satisfaction of doing it and succeeding at it is a lot greater than this.
So if that's the hardest one, what's the easiest one?
The 3x3. It's by far the easiest. Has the right amount. It's kind of like I think it's the Bearstein Bears, where it's like, this one's too hot, this one's too cold. Well, this one has too many pieces, and this one just right. Yeah.
What's your least favorite to solve?
2x2.
Why?
It's so, you only have these 4 little pieces to work with, so if you want to move something here, this has to move here. You can't move anything out of the way. You just have to work with what you have, really. All
right, so what do you have for people like me that have no idea how to solve a Rubik's Cube? Do you have any secret tricks? Sorry.
Like I said, really just kind of pick it up one day and start messing with it. Go onto YouTube. There's a lot of helpful videos on there. Or when you go to wherever to buy one, there's usually a book or a pamphlet in there on what to do.
So what about some tricks for people that know how to solve it but want to take the next step and get a world record like you do?
I would have to say just keep going, mix it up, and remember exactly how you mix it up, and solve it again.
Great. Okay, well, thanks for being on the show with us today.
Thanks for
John.
having me.